Survival of the fittest is the soup du jour. Don't forget it. It's the soup of the day. I'm Roberto Trevino, and welcome back. Well, it's been an exciting time since the last time I shared thoughts with y'all. Good things have been happening. I think that people are feeling healthy. I think we've gotten past that kind of like little bit of that panic I think everyone had. I think things are looking good again. So stay positive and keep those ideas. I mean, never limit yourself and always continue to hold your highest hopes. This is what will take you where you need to be. But you have to have these hopes in the most holy of all the places in your mind and your heart, and it's going to happen. So don't ever doubt yourself and don't sell yourself short. Go for it, man. And when I say these things, I say them because this is what I believe has become, what I'm doing. I think I'm in search of human potential. Probably the greatest resource on the planet is human potential, whether it be mental or physical, but the potential of humanity moving forward and continuing to innovate, continuing to walk backwards. But at the same time, by walking backwards, we continue to just learn from the very life that we live. And the kitchen for me is kind of like, it's that sort of that sort of Zen place, that sort of like happy zone where all these things like world events and stuff just kind of shed away. And there's a magic to the kitchen. And it's why I truly believe that it becomes sort of that sacred place where I hold my holiest of hopes definitely still belong to the kitchen. And I think I'm lucky for that, for sure. So, having said that, I want to get into what I've been thinking about lately, food-wise, because you go anywhere in Latin America, you go anywhere and you say chicharron. It means many different things to different people. And today we are going to talk about that. Ahora, let me ask you this. Do you like un chicharrón de pescado? ¿O te gusta un chicharrón de pollo? ¿Un chicharrón de cerdo? ¿Un chicharrón volado? ¿Un chicharrón colombiano? El chicharrón, ron. It goes round and round. Yup, just like that. I believe that I like them all. Ta-da! I don't think there's ever been a chicharrón that I don't love. Ta-da! True. So, when you go to a Colombian restaurant, you ask for chicharrón, to me, it almost looks like, almost like a rib with the fat, like what we would call a cancan in Puerto Rico, but smaller. Pretty good. I dig it. Give me some arepas. Give me that spicy sauce they make. They call it, I guess, ají picante. I mean, it is awesome, hot, so for sure. And, I think like any good Colombian restaurant, there's always going to be a great environment. So definitely Colombian chicharrón is up there as one of my favorites because it's really salty, greasy, and muy rico. All right. Thanks to Orlando Brewing once again, just keeping me nice and seasoned. Yes, for sure. Chicharrón in Mexico. Chicharrón in Mexico is a little bit different. Tends to come out like, they don't get into small pieces. I mean, you'll get it like that. I mean, you're not going to argue with chicharrón volado, it's the same thing. But in Mexico, it's like in these maybe 1 meter squares, of real chicharrón, pork skin. I know that there's other funky stuff that Mexico comes up with, like flour chicharrón and stuff. And a lot of restaurants will serve you a flour chicharrón only because it's very uniform in style and everything, but it's crap. But Mexican chicharron made with real pork skin is greasy and it's just like tough. It's like the very desert, the very land that is Mexico, which to me is beautiful and I absolutely adore it. Mexico, always in my heart. The chicharron is tough, like the very, very land itself. But I love it. It's good. It's darker than some of the other chicharrons I've seen around the world. And I say it's up there as... You know what? I have to say it's number one. I'm going to go with it's number one at this point. So as we go on talking about chicharrones, right now Mexico takes the lead with number one for chicharron. Number two, chicharron. Chicharron that you would get a little more Cuban style, como, like with a big chunk of meat and some pork skin, which is good. Deep fried, tough. Don't love it. Just not seasoned enough. And you know what? Hey, mira, I don't need no issues, okay? You know where I'm coming from. I eat anything and I love all good food. Good food from anywhere in the world. But this chicharrón didn't stack up. Chicharrón de Puerto Rico. Ay, okay, prepárense porque it gets good. Chicharrón de Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is the kind of place where, it's so beautiful. It's such a spectacular island, and you can't get enough of it. So when chicharrón bolao from Bayamon, which is pork skin, cooked at a low temperature, rendered beyond belief, cut into strips, cut into squares, cut into big chunks, little chunks, whatever the chunks, deep fried, high temperature, and they crisp up like if they were souffle potatoes. There's our boy. How you doing, old man? Needs a beer, maybe. They get like puffy, like popcorn, and they're absolutely delicious. Now, este es el chicharrón bolao de Puerto Rico, de Bayamón. They'll take claim to it, although I think from coast to coast, north and south, Puerto Rico does chicharrón. But they also do chicharrón de pescado, which, again, it's just deep fried fish, but just deep fried to the point that it's got a crust. And of course, you completely drown it in pique, vinegar-based hot sauce here in Puerto Rico. And mayo ketchup, because no problem. And then you eat them, and they kind of rehydrate almost with the pique, the lemon then as well. I would add lemon for sure, and the mayo ketchup. It's just kind of a weird thing. It's kind of like you can mac one, and you're just like, this is delicious. So definitely chicharrón de pescado in Puerto Rico. Chicharrón bolao de Puerto Rico. And we have one more chicharrón to talk about in Puerto Rico. El chicharrón de pollo. Oh, yeah. You know where I'm coming from. All right, anyone who knows where I'm coming from, you're salivating like I am right now, thinking about being en la placita de Santurce con Luis Coco allí y pidiéndole unos chicharrones de pollo with tostones, mayo ketchup, ya tú sabes, boom, forget it all day. So, over-seasoned beyond belief. You name it. You can go on about, the sofrito, the and the tradition and the island and my titi and my abuela, and I get it, of course. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about an over-seasoned, bone-in, chopped up thigh, muldo, etapa, pierna. You get it all just chopped up. It's basically just fried chicken, but it's over-seasoned with probably anything you can think of that you probably wouldn't normally eat, but it's a must with this particular style of chicharrón de pollo. All day, I'm in. Guess what? It takes number one. It takes number one, and it stays at number one to take the crown, in my book anyway, as the best chicharron ever. Chicharrón de pollo, Puerto Rico, al estilo de Luis Coco ahí, super over-seasoned y delicious. Lemon, mayo, ketchup, forget about it. Delicious y una cervecita. Por supuesto, aquí en Orlando, definitely Orlando Brewery. And allá en Puerto Rico, una medallita. Just going to go there. Say it, man. Ice cold and delicious. All day long. So I would have to say with the chicharrón question, mysteries, please share with us your chicharrón stories. We like to hear a little more about Central America chicharrón. So if you're in Central America, share with us your best chicharrón recipe and or a story so we can share it with everybody, because we're looking for the best chicharrón. I mean, I know, okay, here in Orlando, we're looking for the best food, but since we've gone a little more international, bienvenidos world, we're thinking maybe we need to be in search of the great chicharrón, to find chicharrón styles. And you know, but because even if you go to Japan and you're like, no, the Japanese, they're so sophisticated with their eating the raw fish and all the glories and certainly mysteries of Japan and its cuisine and expertise, to say the least. But they also love fried pork. And so for me to say, well, this is the chicharrón that we found in Japan, yeah, we got a show. Let us know if you want to be part of it. I'd like to always thank all of our sponsors. Instacart, always around. Download the app. Get going. Find out the magical and mysterious world of Instacart. Don't forget that you heard it with me. You can find it on the podcast. There's a link, so look for it. Deezer, all of our listeners on Deezer, man, you all the best. We love you. Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, they're all around. We love you, and we're so fortunate to have you on our team or be on your team. Everybody around the world, we're on your team. We want to help you see things like you are meant to see them. We are the culinary matrix. I say that to some of the young cooks. They love that crazy talk. Crazy talk is what I got for you tonight. So remember, survival of the fittest is the soup du jour. I'm Roberto Trevino. Love and sharing wonderful thoughts for everyone around the world. Puerto Rico, I miss you. I love you. Mexico, Texas, New York City, all my friends in California, here in Florida. Y'all take care. Stay real. Keep going. Talk to you soon. Take care.